Hi Libra, here's a general look at your solar chart for December 2011, and may I wish you Merry Christmas. Now, this is a very sociable month for you. It often is at this time of the year, isn't it? You have a lovely warm energy coming into the root of your chart, but also it's all about communicating and connecting as well. So you could be very busy doing that. You could be busy gathering information, sharing information, bouncing ideas off others. You could be running around more, which is a surprise given the season we're in, but running around more mentally as well. There could be more paperwork, correspondence, networking type activity, over the wires type activity, instructions or information to get your head around. And that's up until the 22nd. And until the 21st, this warm, very sociable, friendly, intimate energy coming into the root of your chart. This can manifest in various ways. It just means that I think that you'll appreciate the conditions around you more, at home or wherever you are, and with family or in an environment that you prefer and that you really appreciate, and getting more access to perhaps the beauties of nature for some of you as well. And of course with Venus here, that could be about embellishing your space, decorating your space, which again isn't a surprise considering the time of the year. Also more people coming into the home, or maybe you going out and being the visitor in people's places, and you could be having lots of interaction right in your own backyard, right within a neighborhood or a community or kind of extended family sort of feeling. A very good time for you to lay to rest the ghosts of the past. You could be thinking more about the past. In fact, you could be drawing parallels with, past this time of the year and now at this time of the year. But I think in general, you're going to feel an increased sense of settlement and contentment within during this phase. I hope so anyway. From the 21st, when Venus moves, well, that's party time for you. And it comes to us all, so it's a very perhaps more self-indulgent, a little bit irresponsible, but also playful, spontaneous time. Some of you in maybe creative arts or in the entertainment industry or in promotions will really come into your own. A lot of socializing around that, centered around that as well. And it's a very, very positive energy for that area there. Now, you need to be more protective of your energy for quite a while, Libra, because Mars has gone into the sign before yours, that's Virgo, and it's going to be there for a very long time, several months in fact. And whenever Mars does that, that is a time when you can be feeling more self-reflective or introspective. Yes, but you also should be going in for more self-nurture. And I know we can't do it just when we want to, but whenever you get the chance, or sit down and actually plan a structure for yourself, this is brilliant for succeeding with anything which is done behind the scenes. So if you're working on a magnum opus, then great for you. Anything to do with the arts and using the imagination, this energy is really going to help you with that. But if you're not, then this should be about practices that you do out of sight of others, or within a kind of a special bubble or cloistered environment, like meditation and yoga. So you could be doing it with a group or a circle of some kind, or you could be doing it on your own. But this is the time to be getting quite busy in the background, or maybe pulling the strings from the background, but really getting quite busy, because it's almost like a work in process. It's almost progress. It's almost like something is being nurtured and is slowly and gradually coming to fruition. It might be a relationship. In fact, it might be, one or the other of the things that I've mentioned. It might not be any of those, it might be something else. Some of you could have more connection with those who need your help, people who have health problems as well. It could be your health problem, and you find yourself, you know, on the receiving end of therapy or remedies or medications, or even, you know, in an environment like a retreat space like that would be ideal. Really this energy can help you heal, but you've got to get busy and proactive, you see. Don't sit around and wait, because Mars is very impatient. It loves to initiate. It loves to have its head. It rules the head. It loves to drive forwards, and it's pretty short on patience. It's the adrenaline planet. So, you know, some of you could be doing a sport and or training behind the scenes. It could be something like that as well. Get into anything which is healing, self-nurturing, but also be ready to be the shoulder for somebody else to cry on too, or somebody else to lean on, because this is the house of higher service. So you're going to get lots of brownie points in heaven for, you know, the way you help others over these several months that Mars is in this area here, if that is the way it's manifesting for you. But more on this position of Mars later, because it can be working out in various ways. Go for something which is really going to absorb you. You know, you can either be writing a blockbuster novel or just reading one, you know. Another way this can work as well is you have very active dreams and visions, and also those emotions can be nearer the surface, and you're ready to kick off. And then really with Mars here, you've got to say, well, what is it in my conditioning that keeps making me do that? Because did it ever help? I mean, really, did it? So some of the ways this can work here is that you get into counseling or psychotherapy, or you learn about it as well. It could be something else, though. It could be working in another sort of way, but you get the gist of it anyway. Now, Mercury stays retrograde until the 14th, and that means that there could be hold-ups, crosswires, postponements, just delays. You're waiting for the phone to ring, you're waiting for that letter to come. You might have to be more thorough with something, paperwork or whatever, dotting the I's, crossing the T's. But after mid-month, then things should start rolling forwards a lot more happily. There's a solar eclipse, a total solar eclipse, on the 10th, and that's going to encourage you to think bigger, and to cast your nets wider. It is also connected to the law. It's connected to higher education, higher laws as well. And it's not a negative or a positive energy. It's a neutral energy. It like opens up the gears and just says, okay, change me for the better. And you could really do a lot with this. You can learn an awful lot with it, and you can be very enterprising with that solar eclipse in that particular house for you, Libra. Creative, you can be very creative and innovative with any kind of enterprise or project, or ideal, something that you've been aspiring to, something that you aspire to. It's also a very spiritual area as well, and it can help there also. From the 22nd, the focus will probably be more upon home and family and where you're based. Another thing about that solar eclipse, it's about publications. It's about your words and your ideas going out across a wider stage. So again, that bodes well for that too. Now, every month I speak about the slower moving outer planets, and you can leave this video now, but I'm just going to skip through them here. Until June, you could have a very bountiful ally in Jupiter, who is going to underpin influences which will give your finances a boost, but it's like a reciprocal arrangement you have with someone. So you play your part, they play theirs. You could really make improvements though in the areas of property, finance, and also with your general emotional health. You're likely to start feeling a lot more secure and balanced emotionally with Jupiter there. And do quite well, in fact, and that's in that area there until June. Did I say that? Well, anyway, that's what it is. Saturn is hitting your sign quite hard because it's transiting through Libra at the moment, and it will be there until autumn 2012. Nothing's going to happen fast with Saturn. You've got to be dogged and self-disciplined when it comes to anything to do with what you need to do for yourself, what you know you'd like to have in your life, how you'd like your life to be, where you're coming from your emotional roots. And it might be quite hard to grasp those things because one of Saturn's tricks is to hold you away from the very thing that you're trying to achieve, which is why Saturn is the greatest teacher. She is the greatest teacher because she teaches you how to be strong and how not to let go, and how to make choices and how to keep plugging away until you get there. Now, you Librans with 23 to 29 degrees of Libra rising, or those 17 to 23 degrees of born, 17th to the 23rd of October, will probably feel this influence most strongly this month. So that's 23 to 29 degrees rising, or 17th to the 23rd of October. Uranus is also coming at your sign pretty hard from your close relationship area, rocking the boat, upsetting the apple cart, ambushing you, giving you a bit of a shock every now and again. Uranus rules electricity, and that's the way it works. And there's going to be surprises coming at you from those in close relationship. It's almost as though you're thinking, what's going to happen next? I mean, I can't take my eye off them for 1 minute, but they're doing so. I mean, now you see them, now you don't, sort of thing. So yes, more likely to be hanging out with unpredictable or talented sorts of people as well, as a matter of fact, unconventional sort of people over this time here. And also with special groups as well. Uranus does rule a collective of some kind, whether it's a large one or a small one. You Librans born from the 23rd to the 25th, or up to around about 2 degrees of Libra rising, will feel that mostly this month, I think. Neptune's gone into the late Aquarius, and that could bring about a feeling of uncertainty with a romantic partner, or regarding children, or a creative or speculative enterprise that you're involved in, or something competitive as well. You're not sure, you're not certain, things are up in the air. That's going to come out of there in February 2012, so it'll be there until then. You Librans born 20 to 22nd of October, or with Libra rising in the last couple of degrees, and probably feeling this mostly this month. But having said that, this is a wonderfully creative and imaginative aspect, and it's probably because it's making a very positive aspect in your chart going to work quite well for you, as long as you don't keep putting on those rose-tinted spectacles and realize that you don't have to put anybody on a pedestal. Pluto's influence is at the root of your chart, again hitting you really powerfully. I don't mean that in a kind of an aggressive sort of way. It's very subtle, actually, Pluto, but it will be bringing about a major destructuring and consequent restructuring at the foundations of your life. That's where you're anchored externally and internally, Libra. And changing the dynamics in family relationships, and at times you care so deeply about your connections with others in the family, or their behaviour towards you, or whatever. Try not to end up being the piggy in the middle. It might not be your blood family, it might be a community or an extended family or a neighbourhood, but it will be easy to push your buttons. but you are being matured, and you will rehabilitate, and you will be so glad when you look over your shoulder that down the line that you went through that, because life is so much better. Librans born 27th to the 3rd of October, or with 4 to 9 degrees of Libra rising, will be feeling this mostly this month. And that's it for December. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, try listening to that too and see if it makes sense to you. And once again, may I wish you a happy time over the holidays, and I'll see you the next time.